music belongs to the Lord.
As we count down into commercial.
If you know reggae music belongs to the Lord, then we say hands up. Give me the beat, give me the mic, give me the floor, to the floor, to the floor, give me the right. You get a praise to see a live, you get a praise to see a live. To be a like a soul, give me the body, give me the right, to everything, give me the line. It's a reggae version. No, what is? It's a reggae version.
It's now time for live racing from Caymanas Park, sponsored by Azon, the superstore for your home and more. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Victoria Mutual Money Transfer Services, real money transfer for real people. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Welcome back to Kevin Spark. Right here for race number 3. It's a BGLC 12 Millionaire Series, and we have a field of 7 2-year-olds going 1,000 meters round. Your favorite at 4 to 5 is number 1, Danka. That's my selection. Dr. Polite selection number 6, Beautiful Sunset. That one gets 2 to 1. 2 to 1 also for number 3, Platinum Princess. 6 to 1 for number 2, Simply Enchanted. 8 to 1 for number 5, Ascend. Make it 1, 6, 2, 3. My order of preference: Danka over Beautiful Sunset, Simply Enchanted, and Platinum Princess. Final run, 10 to the gate, is going to be number 3, Platinum Princess. Dick Cardenas, a Wiley Coyote riding for Anthony Nunes and owner Yardie Stables. This one has 2 races on her belt. Was second on debut to Miss Moneypenny over 3 furlongs rating 34.4. And then she was beaten next in town behind Hedge. Make that burning Hedge. Danka and Golden Pursuit, or Global Pursuit rather. Number 2, being a little bit fractious, and that's Simply Enchanting. Simply Enchanting. Radish Roman will remount. Simply Enchanting. Being inspected by the veteran duty, Dr. Andrew Garvey. Trying to make sure that she's okay. Participate here. And looking on quite intently as well. The Sneaky Fox, Radish Roman. Number 3 now comes forward, Platinum Princess. Not much change in the betting. 4 to 5 Danka. 2 to 1 John second favorites, Platinum Princess and Beautiful Sunset. 6 to 1 Simply Enchanting. 9 to 1 for Ascend. We now have a lineup for the BGLC Tour Millionaire Series. For the Hero Sprint, here is Brian McManody with the call.
This is Series 1. This is Race 2. Starter in position. Is ready? They're off. Mr. Lee steps off slowly. Danka didn't and gets an early lead. Platinum Princess in pursuit, a length down, now a half a length as Platinum Princess and Danka make a race for that lead as they slip past the 5/8 pole. These two glued together. Bad Girl Carisi races back in 3rd spot on the rail. That's Simply Enchanting, joined by Ascend. Beautiful Sunset is racing with that group of horses, and Mr. Lee left at the back. We're about to arrive at the 5/16th, and it is a Danka near the rail. Platinum Princess pressing home the attack all the time on the outside as they turn for home, and the favorite Danka is asked to kick. Platinum Princess trying to stay with Danka. Simply Enchanting is over against the rail. Beautiful Sunset drifting off the fence, but it is Danka, the favorite, who has that lead. Platinum Princess continues the chase, but needs to find 3 or more. Danka out in front. Platinum Princess and Beautiful Sunset, they look to be battling for minor shares as Danka continues to hold the advantage. They drive to the line, and Danka hangs tough to win by a length. Beautiful Sunset running on too late is second. Then Platinum Princess and Mr. Lee is fourth.
So Danka gets the job done. Dane Dawkins riding for Hall of Fame trainer to design and own Anaya. Danka got a flying start from the inside post, tackled intently by Platinum Princess throughout, then quick away from him, Platinum Princess, and had enough in the tank to hold on from the late charge of Beautiful Sunset, who ran on quite strongly in the end. And Beautiful Sunset clearly shows vast improvement from her debut effort. Third is number 3, Platinum Princess. Fourth appears to number 4, Mr. Lee, who came from far behind after being a bit slowly away from the starting gate. Results of race number 2. The winner number 3, Sir John. Sir John is a 6-year-old bay gelding by natural selection out of the Stormcraft Dam Luscious, bred Jeffrey Stephen Mordecai, owned Donald Plummer, trained Carlton Cunningham, Rena Radish Roman, the groom, Tyrese McFarlane. Sir John returned 162 to win, 128 to place. Second was number 9, Great Trick, 386. Third, number 1, Anonymous, 390. Fourth, number 6, Nakamura. Fifth, number 7, Crimson. The exact return, 1,642. Quinella, 4,204. Trifecta, 3,582. Double, 962. And the superfecta, 4,571. High five returned 4,053. Final prices for race number 3. The winner, Danka, went off at odds of 4 to 5. Runner-up, Beautiful Sunset, went off at odds of 2 to 1. Third, number 3, Platinum Princess, went off at 2 to 1 as well. And fourth appears to be number 4, Mr. Lee, the longest shot on the board at 41 to 1. So Mr. Lee ran a pleasing race here, coming from way up the pace at 41 to 1 to complete the frame. Dane Dawkins returns to the winner's enclosure aboard the unofficial winner, Danka, the winner of the BGLC Tova Millionaire Series for the Hero Sprint. Coming up next will be race number 4. The Jamaica Racing Commission's Jockeys Trading School race number 3 in the series, and they go 1,000 meters straight or 5 furlong straight. Main special rated contest for native bred foals and up. Division 1 per 730,000. Naughty looking. JRC Jockeys Trading School race. Back to the margins and splits for race number 2. The splits there for the second event were 24-2, 48-2, 114-2, final time 128-1. The margins were 6 lengths by a neck. That's 6 lengths by a neck. Until this time for the 4th, it's back to the studios of Omega Sports.
Live racing from Caymanas Park was sponsored by Azon, the superstore for your home and more. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Victoria Mutual Money Transfer Services, real money transfer for real people. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
We're your partner in color, over 30 years strong, serving Jamaica beautifully, changing lives and leading the revolution with quality products innovated for when you need a superior finish. Edge campaigns are trusted, loved, and used by experts in the business of automotive, industrial, decorative, and furniture. We have the blueprint to help you create, vibe, and live life beautifully. EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
Shop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
It is your right to know what you want. Information at your fingertips. It's for the man in the streets, for those in business. Information for everybody. No has it, so you can use it to develop your community. Your right to know information at your fingertips.
A message from the Access to Information Unit.
It hurts if you don't check earth. Be excellent customer service, our staff is knowledgeable and trustworthy. And we have a wide variety to supply society, and the price is right, yes, it's worth it. The solution to your auto parts needs to one-stop shop, and we deliver to. So if you can't come in, just link with our WhatsApp or call and make your order. And remember, there's no other. So it hurts if you don't check birds. Somebody else, no need to say. It hurts if you don't check birds.
The Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission JADCO needs your help to eliminate doping and keep sport clean. If you have concerns about any doping activity, you can share the information with JADCO anonymously. The information you share will be treated with the highest level of confidentiality. Make the right call if you see something, say something. Protect clean sport. Protect our legacy. To report doping activity, call 888-429-5232 or visit the JADCO website at jadco.gov.jm. A message from the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission.
Isratech Jamaica Limited offers a high-quality complement of unique and sustainable products and services, unparalleled anywhere in the Caribbean and Central America. Everything agriculture, water, energy, hardware, home, and garden. From engineering and design, manufacturing and supply of product, consultation, after-sales service to implementation and maintenance. Call us today at 876-603-3946. Isratech, master the elements.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Yes, indeed. Welcome back to another in the Omega Sports Saturday radio show. I'm your voice for the day. This is Damian Hilton, the preacher. Yes, that's the name, Preacher Man. So welcome to the show once again to all our listeners. Just want to say a big up to my host when I'm not in the house, Mr. Yashima Love, who was holding down the show last week. Wherever you are, my brother Yashima, I'm just sending you some love. Yep. All right. So we're going to get into business today. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, or probably if you were listening to us before, but you didn't know, it's the Omega Sports Show. On Saturdays, we run from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And you can join us also on YouTube. That's right, at Omega Sports on KLAS on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube. We welcome your comments on the YouTube live page. And you can also call into the show at 676-6968. We open the lines at about 2:30 to take your calls. 876-676-6968. From 2:30 to 3 p.m., we will open the lines, and persons who might be interested, if you have a hot take, if you want to comment on something that we would have spoken about, or if you just want to talk about some sports, then you're welcome to join us. I want to start the show today by talking about the idea of redemption. Redemption. Now, the word redemption is, often used in religious circles when we talk about Christ and the work that he would have done if you're a Christian, if you have a worldview that is aligned to Christianity and the redemptive work of Christ. But redemption is not a Christian word. The idea of redemption and people experiencing difficulties and challenges and finding themselves exposed to injustice or unfairness, and then coming through and having their reputation or their name or their career restored and given another opportunity to make good of their talent and to make good in life is part and parcel of the idea of redemption. Now, there's a young man by the name of John Campbell. And John Campbell would have been banned for 4 years in late 2022 for failing to provide a testing sample to doping control officers. The ban was later reduced by 2 years and 2 months after he brought his case to the Court of Arbitration for Sports, popularly known as CAS. And this ban reduction allowed him to resume playing competitive cricket in the late summer. And according to many people, it really was a case of redemption. That this young man's entire life, his entire cricketing career would have been pretty much damaged or destroyed if things were allowed to play out based on the original rule. So he got a reprieve. Well, guess what? John Campbell has been named to Jamaica's squad for the upcoming 50 over tournament, regional 50 over tournament. And not only has he been named to the squad, he has been named captain. At 31 years old, this young man has an opportunity to do what he loves to do. He has another opportunity to make a case for himself to be back in the West Indies test team, where he was, by all indications, working his way into being a staple. And I'm a big fan of redemption. I'm a big fan of people getting a second chance. I'm a big fan of people getting another opportunity. If things didn't go good, whether they made a mistake, whether they ran afoul of the law, and they have gone through a process and they get another opportunity. Don't we all need another opportunity? Isn't that what Christianity is about too? Like, if you want to make redemption a Christian term, the idea of redemption in the context of Christianity is that humanity has been given a second opportunity. So I'm happy for John Campbell. And head coach, newly appointed head coach Robert Haynes, Robert Haynes has had several stints with the Jamaica Cricket Association, and he has been brought back. He says John Campbell is ready for cricket. He's hungry for cricket. And he's been focused. He's been trained and doing all that was necessary in terms of his fitness. Since coming back, Campbell has scored 100 in his first trial game, and in a practice game played Wednesday, which was partly rained out, he scored 70 odd runs. So clearly Campbell is batting himself back into the kind of form that would make a case for him to be selected
started the show this morning, and great, man. And to the listeners, let me say this is one of the man who respect his views on a variety of sports. Very knowledgeable person you are, a preacher. So, as I said, I just got knowledge of the show this morning, and I definitely will be tuning in for the rest of this show and in the future.
Awesome stuff, man. You're one of the persons that I have a lot of time for as well. I want to send out a big up to all of the gentlemen who are in the elite group that talk sports, argue sports. If you go into the elite group and you are not so sharp on your sports reasoning or your ability to reason, then you will leave that group stronger than you went in. So Pioneer is one of those persons who has been a pioneer in the discussions around sport. We should be having G-Star, but until G-Star joins us, Pioneer in the NBA season 2024-2025 kicks off on Tuesday. What are some of the developments that have taken place in the offseason, the talking points, the main things that have happened in the offseason for our listeners?
A couple of things, which let's just start with one of the biggest markets, that big blockbuster trade that took place in New York. New York trading for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes, sir.
From the Minnesota Timberwolves, and parting ways with Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Lots of expectations from a New York perspective, getting a much sought after stretch five, someone who is 7 foot, someone who can shoot the three pretty effectively, will spread the floor for New York, someone who will add something to what New York had from last year. As I said, the New York basketball market is buzzing with excitement for this trade. I too started the trade with some level of anticipation, future. Have my own little, drawbacks. One of them being Karl Anthony Towns' postseason performances. He's not one of those players who, we have seen risen to the occasion when the lights get bright.
Yes.
That has been a knock on him for the first 9 years of his career. Can he turn that around now? Yeah, I guess that's good as mine.
Well, the thing about the trade, I'm thinking about wondering, Tom Thibodeau has a particular style. He has a particular approach to his teams. He requires people who work hard, who play long games, who are very physical. It's the blue collar team of the last NBA season, the New York. Now, if you look at Karl Anthony Towns as a 7 footer, doesn't carry himself in that way. He's not a hard, rugged kind of player.
I agree with you, Preacher. That is one. I mean, you mentioned the elite group earlier. We have a couple of New York natives. I don't say native. A couple of New York persons who live in the New York area in the elite group. People like Diego, and they too have looked at this trade with great anticipation. And the point you just made, Preacher, is one of the points I said to them to kind of temper their expectations. I'm saying Tibbs has this thing about, and this has been his coaching style show that has followed him from Chicago to his time in Minnesota. Interestingly, he coached Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota. Didn't go as well as people expected. But you made mention of his coaching style and the kind of players that he likes in the system. Preacher. He normally shortens his rotation come playoff time. He normally goes for 6 or 7 key players.
Yes.
And from those players, he has an expectation of them being tough and gritty, and as you mentioned, play long minutes. We saw that in the last playoff run from New York. I think it cost them a place in the conference final, overplaying his players and costing injuries, some amount of injuries. I've had long debates about that elsewhere. But I think it is left to be seen whether Tibbs can adjust his coaching style. He has a pretty long bench now, Peter. He has, with the acquisition of Michael Bridges also, he has a little bit more steel. Even though I am disappointing with them parting with Dante DiVincenzo, which is one of the players who fit the bill and fit that mold that you mentioned, Preacher.
Yeah, but
hard nose.
But when you get to your point, when you get Bridges, who's one of the better winger and two-way players right in my his time at Brooklyn that showed that this guy can actually put up points and he can defend really well.
Definitely.
If you replace DiVincenzo with a Bridges, you're not losing anything. Probably gaining something. Gaining defensively, you're gaining rather than losing. I think we have G Star as come in. I don't want him to be cold. I want him to get into the heat of the conversation. So G Star, welcome, sir.
Yes, afternoon, gentlemen. Big up yourself, Pioneer.
Manners, brother. You know it.
Pioneer, you can finish the point and then we'll just get G Star to come in on this New York Knicks trade. And we don't want to talk about New York only because the Minnesota Timberwolves made a lot of noise last year. It was a coming out party, right? To some degree for their superstar, for their now superstar. And they've added Randall, they've added DiVincenzo. Will the Minnesota Timberwolves be better? Can they take it to the next level? I'll hand over to you guys. You are the expert and just the facilitator. All right, so Pioneer, you can finish the point. G-Star, you can come in when he's done.
All right. I was mentioning the bench, Richard, New York Knicks bench, and I will get to Minnesota as soon as I finish this point. One of the things, I'm a little bit disappointed. DiVincenzo last season, especially in the postseason, was almost a rock for the New York Knicks. You said substituting him for Mikal Bridges is a lot. I agree with you. It's actually for me a slight step up. Even though I think DiVincenzo is a grittier player. We have seen Bridges in postseasons, especially I remember that season when Phoenix was doing well when he was at the Phoenix Sun when they played against Dallas, and he kind of faded in the bright lights. DiVincenzo, on the other hand, last season came up like a man. He played 6 inches taller than himself last year,
True.
and I'm sure that they had grit. What I would have loved to see, though, Preach, and I understand that DiVincenzo himself has had a problem with
Pioneer. I don't know if you've lost Pioneer. G-Star, are you there? Seems like we've lost our guest. Can we try and get them back? Because the conversation really is developing well. Not sure what just happened. If you hear, gentlemen, you can just log in again. We're gonna just reactivate the Zoom link so that you can rejoin us. We'll send you a reconnect. Just give us a few. All right, we work on that. We'll deal with the technical issue around that. Pioneer was making the point about the New York Knicks and where they are now in terms of the team that they will have to support their star, Jalen Brunson. So we're gonna work out the technical difficulties and then get Pioneer back and get the guys back online. We're gonna take a break and sort out the technical issues. We'll be back shortly. Don't go anywhere.
Yo, make some noise because you're the comedy victories the 16, 15 again. 200 in the King Kong is how we win. 2 numbers. Opportunities to make American chicken sandwich or victory number. Only 16, 50. And what when you time good for me, I'm sorry. I'm just for me because me hungry right now. To myself like I'm not hungry later. Yes, it. One money, 2 4. 1 money, 2 4. When we Burger King, double keep it cool. Paul, I need help with my vehicle costs this year. It's going through the roof. You think I should call you, man? Don't you want a system that's easy for you? Yeah, man. You want the best price both here too? Yeah, man. I bet you want real-time alert and island-wide coverage. Yeah, man. So the smart choice is Hawkeye. They will give you a free 30-day trial. Yeah, man. Hey, tell me something. You ever say anything but yeah, man? Yeah, man. Just say, yeah, man, to Hawk Tracker from Hawkeye. Call us at 926 Hawk. Conditions apply.
It hurts if you don't check first. The excellent customer service to my service, knowledgeable and trustworthy. And we have a price for royalty supply for royalty, and the price is right, but it's worth it. The solution to your heart to pass things to one stop shop. And we deliver to go if you can't come in, just slip up our WhatsApp or call and make your order. And remember, there's no other song. It hurts if you don't check first. No need to hurt. It hurts if you don't check first.
Shop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6th. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 28(3) of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So yes, we were discussing the NBA previewing the season that starts on Tuesday, and we were talking about the New York Knicks, their blockbuster trade, Karl Anthony Towns joining the Knicks, and we're gonna get back to Pioneer and P-Star on the line in a bit. We're just talking about that issue, but just to note that the New York Knicks added Keita Bates Diop in a trade. They also added Cameron Payne. We remember Cameron Payne from his time with the Phoenix Suns, and then he went on to the Chicago Bulls. Cameron Payne, he has joined as well. Good backup point guard to have, and so the Knicks last season, they had a wonderful run. Jalen Brunson had perhaps one of the best seasons we've seen a New York player have, even beyond Patrick. I mean, he was just absolutely outstanding, right? And so adding the likes of Towns and Bridges and Payne deep into your bench, of course, and they did some stuff in the draft as well. So people are excited about the New York Knicks, and if you're a New York Knicks fan, you should be excited because it's one of the biggest markets. The Knicks are a household name, but they don't have much to show for. And so exciting times in New York. On the other side of it, the Minnesota Timberwolves, I mean, they obviously have added Julius Randle. They've also added Dante DiVincenzo through that trade. That's going to help. That's going to help. One of the things that they needed was they need consistent play up front. They need a Randall who can actually give you some good minutes. He can give you some scoring up front. Julius Randle, in his own right, he can add a body defensively. He's not a great defender, but he can do some stuff. And Don DiVincenzo, as Pioneer was saying, he's a tough player. He's a gritty player. He has heart. Plays above his height. All right. They also added Joe Ingles in free agency and PJ Dowser, but they've lost some other decent pieces. I mean, Kyle Anderson, decent piece. He's now at the Golden State Warriors. Monte Morris, decent piece. Coming off the bench, he's gone to Phoenix. Wendell Moore Jr. Has gone to Detroit Pistons. And I mean, I was making the point that last season, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they looked scared. Anthony Edwards has had a breakup. It was coming off of the FIBA World Cup when he was really good in that FIBA World Cup. I mean, Germany won that tournament, but he had a very good tournament for playing for the USA team. He came into the season and he was just playing some really good basketball. Didn't do as well in the Dallas Mavericks series, but when he was up against the Denver Nuggets, who was proving difficult for a lot of people, he had games that you were reminiscing about, the great Jordan. And so when you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, look at the season to come, this team who won 56 games last year, people are expecting them to do even better this year. Right? Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, all that height. They lost Cat, but they still have a lot of Right? They still have a lot of physicality about them. Jaden McDaniels, really good defender, right? They're gonna be there. They're gonna be giving people issues this season. So I like their chances. I like the Minnesota Timberwolves' chances of being a force to be reckoned with in the upcoming season. All right. As I said, we're working to get my analysts back because, as I said, these are the guys who know what's going on in the NBA. Last night I was watching a little bit of basketball. I was watching the Golden State Warriors really versus my Los Angeles Lakers. But we're gonna come back on the other side, and when we come back on the other side, you should be having Pioneer with G Star back. We're gonna run over to Cayman and Spark. So don't move a muscle. We're gonna talk some NBA. We're gonna finish out the show today talking the NBA. All right, cool.
It's now time for live racing from Cayman Spark, sponsored by Azon, the superstore for your home and more. HChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Victoria Mutual Money Transfer Services, real money transfer for real people. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Welcome back to Kevin Spark. We're here for race number 5. We have a lineup, your favorite at even money. Okay, warrior number 1. Let's go with the brand.
Thereafter, immediately 5 furlongs straight. Better than COVID, looks to have gotten a fair start. Begins to attack across already. Ants attack, and you look okay, are the ones racing near the stand fence. On the far side, Empress in the Breeze is running there too. Okoye Warrior is way over on the far side as they've sorted themselves out. Rather than COVID running in the red head here, you look okay, may just have that overall lead. Last Hurrah racing in behind them. Ants Attack has more running to do. In the Spirit is the one nearest to us. As you look okay, looks okay. As they lead the quarter pole with that lead, a good looking one at the moment. Last Hurrah continues to chase. Rather than COVID is on the far side, way over on the far side. That's Okoye Warrior, but they're spread right across the course and bursting through in the center. That's Last Hurrah. Okoye Warrior over on the far side. It's Last Hurrah and Okoye Warrior battling for it. Okoye Warrior, Last Hurrah. It's ahead, Bob. They've gone by. It's close. Could be Okoye Warrior, but it's close. Finishing in second, it would seem, is Last Hurrah. In behind them, Ants Attack and Empress in the Breeze.
So that's number 1, Okoye Warrior, Ricardo Carr, and No Whip. Could have got the job done here for only turnaround of Scott. Okoye Warrior, this one was sent off the favorite. And indeed, the money was right as Okoye Warrior came through with a big enough effort on debut and appears to have the head in front here over Last Hurrah. Slow mo replay on the monitor. 1, 6, 9, 3, and 8. That's the way they appear to have passed the post here in the 5th event. Results of race number 4. The winner number 5, Shadow of a Doubt. Shadow of a Doubt is a 4-year-old grey coat by Speed out of the Patent Jack Dam, Michelka, bred Evergate Farm Limited, Old Michael Howard trained Lee Markland, ridden Everett Tudis, the Groom, Winston Thompson. Shadow of a Doubt turned 272 to win, 120 to play. Second with number 9. Beautiful mode, 132. Third is number 4, Brunel, 209. Fourth, number 3, Sparkle, that's Sparkling Tradition. And fifth, number 8, Crafty Delazine. The exact return 320. Quinella 306, Grand Factor 506, Super Factor 2,291, High Five 9,462, Double 684, Triple 661. Final time for 1,000 meters straight 1,031, Splits 23.3, 49 flat. The margins were 2 lengths by 8 lengths. Final prices: the winner number 1, Okoye Warrior, even money. Second, number 6, Last Hurrah, 10 to 1. Third, number 9, Answer That, 92. Fourth, number 3, Empress of the Breeze, 8 to 1. And fifth, appears to be number 8, You Look Okay, at 5 to 2. Track is sloppy. We're under a steady downpour of rain. Coming up next will be race number 6. The start of the 5 star, we have a field of 13 and they go 1,000 meters straight. Not looking restricted maiden condition race on hit by 2 goals, the first 1,50,000. My selection here is number 8, Princess Catalina. For that is number 1, Rapida. Until it's time for the 6th on a rainy day at Cape Park. It's back to studios of Omega Sports.
Live racing from Caymanas Park was sponsored by Azam, the superstore for your home and more. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Victoria Mutual Money Transfer Services, real money transfer for real people. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Paul, I need help with the vehicle cost this year. It's going through the roof. You think I should call your man? Don't you want to sit in that easy for you? Yeah, man. You want the best price book at too? Yeah, man. I bet you want real time alert and island wide coverage. Yeah, man. So the smart price is hot right. They will give you a free 30-day trial. Yeah, man. Hey, tell me something. You ever say anything but yeah, man? Yeah, man. Just say yeah, man. So Hawk Tracker from Hawk. Call us at 926 Hawk. Conditions apply.
It hurts if you don't take hurt. The excellent customer service of a service, knowledgeable and trustworthy. And if you have a price, so I got it supplies, so I got it, and the price is right, it's worth it. The solution is your heart, the part things to one-stop shop. So we deliver to what you can come in the super power stop. Or call and make your heart, and remember there's no other song. It hurts if you don't take hurt. No need to hurt. It hurts if you don't take hurt.
Shop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6th. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. This be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
Welcome back to Omega Sports Radio. This is the voice of Damian Hilton, aka Preacher. Yes, that's right. And you are listening to our Saturday sports show. We run from 1 to 3 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. It's the place to get all the conversations about sports going. We have online G-Star and Pioneer. We're discussing the NBA. The season kicks off Tuesday, and we are looking at the New York Minnesota Timberwolves. So, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. So, you were talking a little bit, G-Star was coming in about the trade at Minnesota Timberwolves, saying people should hold their horses.
No, I think it's 50-50, right? So I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's because it's a risk for both teams, right? I think the New York Knicks are the bigger, I guess, benefactors of this trade because I think they got the best player, which is Karl Anthony Towns. Now, on the Minnesota Timberwolves side, I have a problem with it. And the problem that I have is that the T-Wolves went to the Western Conference Finals. That's the farthest they've ever been in franchise history, right?
The second time
yeah,
making it to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah,
that's right. Second time with KG there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think they deserve the right. No, just looking from the outside, because I'm not in the building. Just looking from the outside, I think that they should have let it marinate some more, right? But as the New York Knicks now, Randall was a little bit. I can't say he was a problem, but you know the crowd, the fans don't really love him. We don't know the teammates love him, right? We don't know that part of it. But what he does bring to Minnesota, though, he brings an attitude that Karl Anthony Towns didn't, which is toughness.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, as I said, so it's a risk. It's the pluses on one side and negatives on the other for both teams. So it's on Minnesota also got a nice piece with Dante DiVincenzo because he's bringing a lot of attitude now. I don't know if you heard the look at Dust up when he was playing New York in the preseason, and he's talking about, well, this is what happens when you let me run the show. Right? so, so he's playing with something to prove. So we just have to watch it and see how it plays out. It's an interesting trade for both teams.
All right, we want to move.
I just want to add something to that, too, Preach. Because I was listening while you were off here.
Yeah.
I agree with everything that you said, Preacher. And you mentioned the extensions to the New York bench. The question now, Preacher, is will Tibbs utilize that extended bench that he now has?
Yeah.
And I'm fully in agreement with what G-Star just said. I think I'm hearing people talking about New York winning the trade. My thing, Preacher, I would say what you said. Hold your horses. Let's see how the season, especially the postseason. This is definitely not a regular season trip for either team. We're expecting both teams to do well in the regular season and get to the playoff. And as I say, the proof of the pudding will be when we get to the playoff. Preacher, I would be very cautious as to declaring a winner of this trade until we get to the postseason.
Good points all around. So last season, the Boston Celtics lifted their 18th championship banner. When you look at Boston Celtics, I mean, young coach Mazzulla, but they have, I would say they have strong people upstairs. People who are making good decisions upstairs. They have retained key players. They have retained the Tatums, the Derek White, all of these guys are back. They haven't made any additions. And they haven't really lost anybody of significance. Is Boston poised to win their 19th championship?
For me, Richard, so they are champions. They look a little bit of for parts of the season last year. They look head and shoulder above most of the teams in the league. Can they run back? They definitely start as champions. They will have another year. They will have a full year of experience under their belt playing together. We're expecting the chemistry now with the pieces that are added, like the two holidays, who was a new addition. Derek White, who was a recent addition. We would expect that having another year being champions, season champions, they would have gotten that proverbial monkey off their back about not getting over the hump. You would expect them to play. They're playing now with a little bit more freedom, a little bit more attitude, playing as champions. I think they start favorites, Preacher. If you ask me, I would put a 30% chance on them repeating as champions. But all barring injury, everything points to them. They are a loaded team. Their bench looks good. If Porzingis is in a good health, that gives them a piece that is almost unguardable. So for me, and I'm saying as champions, getting getting to the promised land last year, for me they start favorites this year.
So G-Star, Pioneer mentioned Christoph Porzingis. All right, let's dig in. Al Horford 39 this season. Xavier Tillman, I mean, he came over from the Western Conference, joined them. I mean, added his contribution. Is there other big option? Christoph Porzingis has injury issues. We know this. Is that the weakest area on this Celtics team that could probably cost them from making it to another championship?
I don't think so. I don't think so because as long as Porzingis is healthy in the playoffs, or even mostly healthy, I think they can get the job done because Al Horford knows his role. He does not do too much. He plays within himself, right? So just that old school mentality and knowing how to move the ball, setting screens, taking a charge, dunking when it's necessary, hitting threes, right? So Al Horford is an excellent mid to short term replacement for Porzingis. And then now you mentioned Xavier Tillman. The NBA championship the race is not for the swift.
Yes.
So you need to get to an 82 game schedule. Yes. So a player like Xavier Tillman will help that for the Boston Celtics. And then now Tillman is also a champion, right? So he has that championship DNA in him as well because now he knows what it takes to win.
Yeah.
So all in all, they basically won a championship with Porzingis at 50% in the playoff. Porzingis was more a shot in the arm. So when you include that mix now with your Drew Holidays, right? The Jalen Browns, who's probably going to take another step. Why is he going to take another step? Because he was not the US Olympic team. He got snubbed. And I believe that snub is going to propel him a little bit. We'll see how much it propels him. No, preacher. This is what we get to. Unpioneer. The question mark. Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's game has, like, especially offensively, gentlemen, has taken a step back. He is less confident for whatever reason
You're talking about
than he was before.
you're talking about Jason Tatum, who led the Boston Celtics in scoring in the NBA Finals.
Yes, and I'm talking about the Jason Tatum who we've seen in the US Olympics turning down wide open threes. You
Yeah,
only turn down wide open threes
the
because
man's
you're not confident.
the man's confidence was shot because Steve Kerr was benching a player who just won the NBA championship and telling the world that
No,
he did not need the player in a game against a team that was going to be super physical.
sure.
That does
But
not make
preacher,
any sense. If I
preacher,
just won the
yeah,
NBA championship
yeah.
and then I'm being benched by the USA basketball coach at the Olympics for some stupid reason, I probably would not want to be out there shooting three.
No. Here's the thing, preacher. We're not debating whether Steve Kerr's decision was wise or unwise. We're talking about Jason Tatum. Regardless if he bench you or not, when you step on the floor, if you're a top 10 player in the league, you should be confident. And it's not just in the USA Olympics, preacher. It was in the NBA Finals and the playoffs. When you watch closely, Jason Tatum is not that player who dunked on LeBron when he was a rookie. He's not that guy right now for whatever reason. And I hope he gets it back. But my point is this about the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum is the question mark. And I hope he steps up because there's been a lot of people putting a lot of dirt on his name.
Well, listen, Jason Tatum was not the most efficient player in NBA Finals. I give you that. He was not efficient at all. And I was expecting him to be much better in terms of offensively. But he did other things, did the other things that
Absolutely.
were necessary to get them over the line.
100%.
So I give you that. I give you that.
100%. And I agree with that totally. What he did, what we wanted Carmelo to do: play defense, rebound, do the little things to help your team win, other than scoring.
I get your point.
Can I weigh in on this a little bit?
Sure.
Gentlemen?
Go ahead.
All right. I have had my reservations about Tatum, especially last year in the playoffs. However, this time I want to look at it in the reverse of how you just looked at it. I am hoping, because I have had my reservations. I am hoping that being benched by Steve Kerr in USA basketball at the Olympics, I'm hoping that will put a chip on Jason Tatum's shoulder. I'm hoping that will allow him to come out this year. And again, it comes back to him now getting him now having a chip in terms of having a chip on his shoulder and also winning the chip last year. Now he should be out of his shell. Whatever was holding him back, let's hope that he takes this snubbing by Steve Kerr as that shot in the arm that he needs to say, listen, I'm going to come out here and show the world that I am the guy. I can be that guy. So this should be his year, G-Star. And I will agree with that. I have a slight question mark here, but I'm going to hope, saying for his sake, that this is the year that he comes out of his shell and play like the superstar that a lot of persons have hope that he can be. And a lot of persons, in my opinion, has shown on him and deservingly so. See, I'm hoping that this is Jason Tatum's breakout year when he'll become one of those guys in the league.
Yeah.
And if he does that, then it improves the chances that the Boston Celtics will be.
Yeah, that's
All
good.
right, let me say something quickly, preacher. Jason Tatum probably averaged about 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, somewhere around those numbers, right?
Yeah.
And he played excellent defense. So I am not poo-pooing on Jason Tatum, people, in no stretch of the imagination. What I'm saying is, as good as those numbers are, Jason Tatum can be better. That's all I'm saying.
No argument with that. I think Pioneer's point is the point I would make too. I think he should have a chip on his shoulder. I think you don't have to prove anything in terms of winning the NBA. You won the championship last year. Now you're playing with that off your back. Just play freely. Go out there and be the guy that you know you can be, and you know that you have range, you know the talent that you have. So we're expecting to see that. But last season, NBA final was between the Celtics and the Mavs. The Mavs, interestingly, have added Clay Thompson to their team. They've also added Quinton Grimes, Najee Marshall. Spencer did come over toward the back end of the season. What was most impressive to me about the Mavs last year was really the fast development of Derek Lively, the rookie, and the front court, the strong court with PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. How do you guys see the Mavericks this year with this team adding Clay Thompson to this team? Will they be better? By now, they would have lost Tim Hardaway Jr., right? Derek Jones Jr. is also gone. So they've lost part of their core. But how do you see them? Let's start with G Star. Where do you see the Mavericks going this year?
All right, for me, I have the Mavericks as a contender. The problem, what's hurting the Mavericks is that the West, for me, is loaded, and I think that OKC and Minnesota, they're going to take that. They're going to take that next step. I love the addition of Clay Thompson, right? Because Clay Thompson brings shooting, and not just shooting, he brings spacing. So Luca and Kyrie are gonna have more room to operate now, big time, right? And you mentioned the front court feature, so they have a nice team. They went to the championship. Their defense improved in the latter half of the regular season and into the playoffs. But as far as getting back and winning the championship, I'm not seeing that from the Dallas Mavericks. Not because they're not a good team, not because they didn't improve, but I think that the other teams in the West, like OKC and Minnesota, I think that they will be better.
Well, I mean, if the Dallas Mavericks can become better defensively, which they did towards the back end of last season, and if Luka Doncic can be more of a facilitator, he does facilitate a lot. I mean, the man is averaging almost a triple double, all right? But if he becomes more of a facilitator in the sense that he's not taking as many shots as he has been taking in last season and prior seasons, but he's making the offense flow a lot more and still getting his numbers, then the Dallas Mavericks are dangerous. Fine.
All right, Rich, I think the challenge for the Dallas Mavericks this year is going to be proving that last season was not a fluke.
Yeah.
I kind of allude to what you started saying about the West. And I'm expecting the West to be no weaker than it was last year. I'm expecting, like you started mentioned, the OKC, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and let's not count out the Denver Nuggets, who I think will be coming into the season with that chip on their shoulders. I like the moves that Golden State have made. I'm liking the depth in their squad. They went 6-6 in preseason. We don't want to put too much on that, but the West is going to be the wild West again this year, creature. Can Dallas come out of this out of the West? They got to the doorstep of it last year of trying to win an NBA championship at their field in the finals. Can they come out of the West this year? I'm thinking it's gonna be a little challenging. The addition of Clay Thompson, obviously, if you can stop Clay Thompson and Derrick Jones, I do that 7 days a week and twice and so this. But Clay Thompson himself has been showing a lot of inconsistencies last year in Golden State. I watched him in preseason, the preseason game that he played. He went one game where he was 4 for 9 or something like that. So his struggles seem to happen. He hasn't gotten over his struggles just yet. Can this be the year that he gets back to some semblance of the old Clay Thompson? Your guess as good as mine. If that happens, it improves the Dallas Maverick chances. I still don't think that dynamic between Kyrie and Luka has been totally figured out just yet. But the main thing, Preacher, and I'm going to agree with G-Star, the challenge that they're going to have is that the West is so loaded that they're going to have to try and repeat what they did last year and prove that last year was not a fluke. I don't see them doing it. It's going to be very challenging for them because I'm expecting those young teams like the Oklahoma City Thunders and the Minnesota Timberwolves and also the Denver Nuggets, who I think is going to come in this season with something to prove. They are going to prove that they're going to prove to be a challenge for Dallas. And I think that is going to be what gets them out.
Well, interesting that you mentioned your Golden State Warriors in talking about the Dallas Mavericks because I was watching a piece of the Golden State Warriors versus the Lakers last night, seeing young Bronny James he was able to put up 17 points, 3 steals, 4 rebounds, shooting 42% from the field. But the Golden State Warriors, interesting team. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to still struggle. I wouldn't be surprised if they have to participate in the playing tournament. I mean, it seems like the Golden State Warriors are in transition mode. We're looking at Kuminga, Zimski, Trace Jackson Davis. These are the young guys who are coming through. You added Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, and we know there's Steph, there's Draymond. But what makes you think the Golden State Warriors still don't have anybody in that paint, no big physical presence that has been their Achilles heel pioneer for the last few years. They can't defend the basket properly, right? And they can't put people under pressure at the other end under the basket properly. So what's Golden State going to be doing this year that they haven't been doing the last 2 years?
All right, so I'm going to take that, coach. All right, so I agree with you that their Achilles heel has been the five position of the five. Trace Jackson Davis last year came out of his shell a little bit. He was a rookie last year. He has a year under his belt. I liked him as a rookie. Can he make that next step? I've been watching him in preseason. He seemed to have learned a few things. I like the addition of Kyle Walker, who can play the five and plays as a stretch five. What I'm liking about Golden State, though, Preacher, is the depth that they have added to their lineup. I'm liking Buddy Hield. I'm like, who's a 3-point shooter who adds something to a 3-point shooting team. I'm liking Kyle Walker is with a stretch, can be used as a stretch five who adds something. I think Jonathan Kuminga will have a wonderful year. My concern for the Golden State Warriors, Preacher, my second concern outside of lacking a quality big man, is the coach. Is the coach himself. Last year I was screaming at my television, begging for Steve Kerr to give more minutes to a player like Moses Moody, a young player that they drafted and they have invested in time in, and he's developing. And this is a two-way player that I think can, if not be one of the top players in the league, that can be one of those guys that can add quality to your team. I have watched him keenly in preseason. He has been outstanding in preseason. Steve Kerr needs to find minutes for these players, allow them to develop in the regular season, and trust them when it comes to postseason. Andrew Wiggins is still there. I have no doubt that Steph will be Steph again this year. I think Golden State makes the playoffs. You're putting them in the play-in. I'm going to give them the 5th or the 6th seed in the. I think I give them automatical playoff spot this year. I think they're going to make some nice. I think with the depth that they have now, if Steve Kerr uses his troops properly, Golden State should be, if not in contention, but they should be a force to reckon with in the playoffs.
You know that our dear friends in that matches is laughing at you, Pioneer.
I can hear. I'm hearing him right now.
He's saying that you have mental issues. Yeah.
I'm hearing. I can hear. But again, Preacher, the proof of the pudding. This is a veteran team, Preacher. With veteran players who still has one of the best players in the game now in Steph Curry, who has vets like Draymond Green, who have quality young pieces like Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, who has a player like Andrew Wiggins, when he turns up to play, is as good as any in the game. And you just hope that he turns up this year with the right mindset. Klay Thompson last year I think Klay Thompson presented a challenge for the Golden State last year, where they were forced to play him because of who he was. And it created problems for the team. That is out of the way now. And the pieces that they have brought in, I think, will complement the team. And as I said to you, my thing is, Steve Kerr, the players that you have drafted, like the Kumingas and the Moody's, and you have taken time to develop, trust them and play them, and I'm sure they will deliver for the team.
G-Star, you're big on the coaching issue. You're big on Steve Kerr's coaching. You've been complaining about Steve Kerr not using his players properly, and you're a stickler for the plus minus thing. Moses Moody has one of the higher plus minuses as a Golden State Warriors, not a big one of the plus minus. But do you agree, Pioneer? That really is going to come down to Steve Kerr and his coaching prowess is going to take Golden State back to the conversation about contending. Because I don't see them contending.
No, I totally disagree with Pioneer about the contending part. What I do agree with him on, though, is Steve Kerr and the playing time and the developing of young players. Steve Kerr has been atrocious at that. As far as Golden State Warriors contending, I think when Klay Thompson leaves in free agency, that's a sign that it's over, right? That's what that means. Okay. Now, when it comes to the Golden State Warriors, I personally, as a Golden State Warriors fan, or more of a Steph Curry fan, let me say that. I'm more of a Steph Curry fan. I prefer Steph to lead. But he signed an extension, so let's talk about what actually is. Preacher, you said that they have an Achilles heel which is in the middle, right? No, it's not. It's a weakness. I'm not gonna lie. But they won a championship with that very same weakness in 2022. So it's not
But
necessarily.
in 2022, the West was not what it is in 2024. The West.
Well, we don't want to go. I don't want to go
No,
back into
but
that.
you can't.
because
No,
we
but you
can
can't
go
say no. Hold on.
Mhm.
The league has evolved. In 2022, Golden State, Steph was operating at a much better pace. Yes, he had good
They had a
numbers.
better overall team.
Yes, the team was better over, much better
Yeah,
over.
there you go. Yeah,
Now,
so it's really about the team.
yes,
That's really the point I'm trying to make.
I get the
Even
point.
though they have that weakness, it's really all about the overall
Yeah, but
team.
your
And the
weakness,
over-
that weakness was less exposed in 2022 than it would be, and it was last season, and than it will be this season, because other people have gotten better in the West, are physical, they're bigger, they're stronger, they play at a quicker pace. It's not going to be the same. That weakness has not been addressed properly.
I've been watching Golden State for years. They've always been attacking the center position. That's just what it is. Same thing with the Chicago Bulls. The center position was a weakness for the Chicago Bulls year after year, but they won despite that because they had a better overall team. Now, bringing it to 2024 Golden State Warriors, their overall team has taken a step back, regardless of the center position. Is what I'm saying. So the overall talent is less.
Yeah.
G-Star, G-Star, I'm gonna challenge you on that. Tell me
All
what have they lost that what and you made mention of Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson last year was in the player. What have Golden State lost? I can tell you what they have gained.
But how
To
much
tell
did
you
they
what I think they can be better.
But how much did they?
I'm gonna
Okay.
challenge you on that and ask you what have they lost, why you think they are taking a step.
All right. How much have they lost with Klay Thompson? Don't think that that's a little thing, you know. And I hear you say they had challenges playing with Klay Thompson like he was an albatross, like he was an anchor on the squad, weighing them down. Negative.
He was in that series against the Kings.
How
Come
much
on.
did how
In that
much did
game
Klay?
against that last game,
Here's what
hold on, please,
Yeah.
would you agree? I'm gonna ask you, would you agree that Klay Thompson's performance basically eliminated Golden State from the playing last? Yes
Not
or
at
no?
all. Not at all. Not at
You don't
all.
agree?
The team. No, he played horribly. He missed all
Okay.
his shots. But
Okay.
they were going to. I think even if Klay Thompson made all his shots, they would have lost anyway. They were going
Against the
to.
Kings, against the Kings, who they
Do not
beat?
give Klay Thompson, one of the greatest players ever. In his last game, he played back, but he was not. He is not the scapegoat. Please, let's not make Klay
All right,
Thompson.
we don't want to spend the rest of our time discussing Mr. Klay Thompson
Golden
because
State. All right,
guess what? He's no longer with the Golden State Warriors, and we also want to talk a little bit about my Lakers because we have Connect, we have Bronny James Jr. Bronny James. Sorry, I mean, do these guys make a difference? I like Connect. I think he's going to be good. Bron James. We still have Anthony Davis. Why aren't we talking about my Lakers? Can't my Lakers run this year? Can we give some problems?
I think because
I'm
they're-
gonna take that preacher first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this preacher. I think Bronny James and the Lakers right now is a distraction. He had a C plus performance last night in a game that basically the Lakers basically threw in their third string players, and they were like anything goes. They lost the game by 48 points. Preacher. He had 17 points, 41% shooting. That's nothing to write home about. I give him when we look at everything that has happened for him so far in the preseason, I say it was a decent performance, just against the backdrop of him being woeful in the previous game. I'm giving him a C plus for that performance. But I think right now, Bronny James is not ready. He's not NBA ready. I think him staying in the league and staying on the roster is going to be a distraction. It's going to either be a constant cry to play him, or if they do play him, there's gonna be a constant cry to exclude him from the team. If I were Bronny James, I were LeBron James, I was a Lakers organization, I'd be sending Bronny James down to the G League to get developed as a development. Don't take him out of the roster. Let him not be that distraction for the Lakers that he's gonna prove to be if he's on there, if he's on the bench. That's just my take on it. As to the chances of the Lakers, preacher, not much have changed. LeBron James is a year older. Anthony Davis still feels like he has something to prove in the league. Can he remain healthy, which has been his Achilles heel over the years? Can some of the other players take a step forward? We just mentioned the toughness of the West. I am not expecting much from the Lakers in terms of maybe again battling for one of the lower seedings in the playoffs, but I'm not expecting much from the Lakers this year.
Okay, G Star, quickly.
All right, for me, Bronny James is absolutely a distraction, but the Lakers made that bet. They just have to work with it, and it's Hollywood, right? So that's almost expected. Now, as for their chances to do something this year, I remember a lot of pundits, experts, or so-called experts saying that if the Lakers play any other team besides Denver, they believe that they can beat any other team besides the Denver Nuggets. So why do I say that? I think the Denver Nuggets have had the Los Angeles Lakers number for about last 2 years now?
Yeah.
Definitely, right? 8 wins, 1 loss. Now, LeBron James has shown that he's still a top 5 player in the league, right?
Top
in the
5.
Olympics. Yeah, man.
Top
He's
5
shown that
player
he's
in the NBA.
yeah. In a short stretch, maybe not for an 82 game schedule, but during a short stretch like the playoffs, LeBron James is still a top 5 player in the league, right? Because he showed that he was better than Joel Embiid in the USA Olympics, right?
I don't put much weight on the USA Olympics and what players do in the USA Olympics. To be honest with you, I think when you assemble a team of players like that, sometimes people divert the character who is viewed as the main protagonist, as opposed to playing their national basketball if they were playing for their NBA team. So I won't.
That's a fair point, but when you see players play together, you can see who the best player is. That's just like if you're looking, if you have the eye test, you can say, okay, that player, he's the best player in the team. The eye test told us during the Olympics, LeBron James was the best player, and Kevin Durant's my baller. Steph Curry's my baller. Joel Embiid is not my baller, but the truth is the truth. LeBron James was the best player. Steph Curry could have won the MVP, right? But LeBron James was still the best player.
So the Lakers are not really poised to do anything special this year.
No, but I'm saying they have a top 5 player, and then Anthony Davis is also a top 10 player. And Rui Hachimura, what's his name? D'Angelo Russell, average about 18 and 5. So, and then you have AR, Austin Reeves. So they have a nice collection of talent. Who's the coach? JJ Redick. There we go. That's what we probably have.
I think that's my major issue. JJ
How
Redick.
does JJ Redick manage this roster and even manage the whole Bronny James fiasco, if you want to call it a fiasco, right? So that's what we have to look at, because you know that it's not just Bronny James, that says nepotism in terms of LeBron James link. He has a podcast with LeBron James, JJ Redick. So did he get that job just because of LeBron James?
Well, we're not going to rehash that discussion. I mean, because it is what it is now. It's really about what he does going forward with that coaching job, right? So there are some players that are coming into the league. So we have the number 1 overall draft pick. I mean, my French is not so good. Zachariah Missier.
Risa
Share, right?
Yeah, Risa.
Okay, Atlanta Hawks. I mean, there is also talk about Reed Shepard. He was the number 3 overall. He's at Houston. Rob Dilling has gone to San Antonio Spurs. There's
he's at Minnesota.
Yeah, they traded him to Minnesota. You're right. Zach Edey, Canadian star. You have some affinity with Canada.
He's gonna be.
He's expected to be the rookie of the year. The early predictions, early analysis around him becoming rookie of the year. He's going to be at Memphis. He's going to be playing with the likes. Memphis with
Ja Morant, a refreshed Ja
Morant. I mean, that Memphis team is not an easy team to play. They're a tough team. I mean, still, what do you think, Brian, in terms of the rookies coming in and who should we be looking for? And then G Star.
All right.
You,
I'm liking the rookie class this year, preacher. I'm gonna reserve like last year when we had Wembenyama as a standout. I'm gonna reserve. I haven't seen any individual standouts yet. I'm gonna reserve my judgment on the rookies until the regular season starts and I'm seeing some of them playing. Here's a 7 footer, 7 foot. I think it's 7'4" or 7'5" that Dallas has acquired. I was watching him in some preseason games. I'm liking him in the Dallas team. I think he will complement the five position at Dallas pretty good. But I'm just going to reserve my judgment on the rookie class until the regular season starts, and I will say some more about it.
thank you, Pioneer. G Star, over to you. What are you thinking about the rookies this year? Any? You said that ED will be a standout. Anybody else?
Yeah, for me, I think there's a rookie from the Bulls. He's from Lithuania. Buselis, Matas Buselis. He was picked number 11, right? What's interesting about this draft is just basically the lack of star power, right? Now, we don't know how good these guys will be, so we definitely have to reserve judgment, as Pioneer said. But interesting enough, the second pick in the draft, Alex Sarr, he plays for the Washington Wizards, right? When people talk, he's lucky that Bronny James has been kind of this bad in preseason and in the summer league because he was atrocious as well, right? He was right there in terms of 1 and 2, in terms of worst plus minus, field goal percentage, etc., etc. No, we haven't seen the number one pick. I haven't seen much of him. But what's interesting, though, preacher, a rookie we definitely have to look at is Stefan Kessel. He's at San Antonio. If the Spurs are going to make a jump in terms of playoff contention, he's going to have to be the guy to propel them. Yes, they got Harrison Barnes, but he's the guy that's going to have to be propel them along with the growth of Victor Wembanyama. So for Rookie of the Year, my two candidates really, or three candidates, would be the kid from Chicago, Buselis, Zach Edey, who I think is going to be the favorite because of Jamaran. Jamaran's he's a spoon feeder, so he's going to get Edey a ton of dunks and a ton of easy baskets. And if he's 7'3", he's got a nice touch. He can rebound. He can play in the post. So he's going to put up good numbers this year for Memphis. And then the last guy, no, again, Stefan Kessel from the Spurs, because we're going to have this.
I think we just lost our guest talking about the potential rookies. And I mean, I'm definitely excited about seeing some of these guys play. There are a couple of teams that we didn't get the chance to dig in on. But, you know, there's a team, OKC Thunder, Shea Alexander. He had a great season last year. Yes, Chet Holmgren, we obviously lost Josh Giddey, but they added Alex Caruso, very good defender, gives you an additional point guard, somebody with a good head on him. Isaiah Hartenstein from the New York Knicks, they added him to shore up, big body, rebound, really strong, hard-nosed kind of player. One of the players that the Knicks would have lost in the offseason. I think this OKC team is going to be doing some special things this year. They won 57 games last season. So, listen, it's the NBA. It's the NBA. It starts on Tuesday. Right? Just last week, we were watching the NBA finals. Anyway, we're going to take a quick run over to Cayman and Spark. We'll be back on the other side.
It's now time for live racing from Cayman and Spark, sponsored by Azon, the superstore for your home and more. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Victoria Mutual Money Transfer Services, real money transfer for real people. And Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Welcome back to Kevin Spark. We're here for race number 6, and we have a field of 12. Number 11 is a scratch, and that's here. The draw scratch by the way into the starting gate. We're down to 12 runners. It's 95 for number 8, which is Catalea, 5-2 for number 6. Have a Joy, 5-1 for number 7, Golden Lawyer, 5-1 for number 1, Rapida, 5-1 for number 9, La Vida, 9-1 for number 10, Linsted Market, interesting bet in there, 11-1 number 5, Lady Sarsuta, also interested in the bet, 12-1 for number 3, Monster Figueros with Rudolph Yellow Page, Also, interestingly wagered. So this sixth event looks primed for an upset. My selection is number 8, the favorite Princess Catalea. Radish Rome for Patrick Linton, Dr. Poland Sleep is number 1, Rapida. Tevin Foster riding there for trainer Victor Williams. Horses are filing into the starting gate quite quickly. Results of race number 5. Division 2 of the Jamaica Racing Commission's Doctors Training School race. The winner, number 1, Okoye Warrior. A 4-year-old chestnut trained by Soul Warrior of the War Marshall Dam, Lady in Gold. Red, Dr. Alison Marsh, owned and trained Randall Scott, ridden car to car without use of a whip. Everyone else had a whip, but he was not allowed to use his whip. Okoye Warrior, gooned by Delroy Shaw. Returned $210 to win by $150. Play second with number 6, Lasera, 202. Third, number 9, Antitag, 218. Fourth, number 3, Empress in the Breeze. Fifth, number 8, You Look Okay. The exacta, 1,599. Quinella, 2,288. Trifecta, 2,860. Double, 852. Superfecta, 9,269. High five, 9,181. Triple, 2,170. Final time, 1,034. They win 25 flat for the first quarter, 50 flat for the half mile. Margins ahead by 3. We appear to have a lineup. Here's Kevin.
Rough and racing. Joy gets a fly in the middle and is traveling nicely. Tacking towards the rail fence, that's Lady SR Sutter. Over there, that's Linstead Market. Down in the middle and looks to be racing quite prominent. So Rapida looks to have the overall lead. Lapida is right there too. Then comes a Lady Shelly the Rocket, or make that Linstead Market. But it is still Rapida and Lapida. These are the ones along with Linstead Market. Also there, Shelly the Rocket is right there too. It is Rapida coming to the furlong pole, and it is now La Vida in front. La Vida looks to have the overall lead. Shelly the Rocket also coming on. Lady Sarsata flying on the inside, and it's going to be tight. Looks like La Vida over Lady Sarsata, also closing Princess Catalea. Bang up finish for the match.
So closing there, very closing. La Vida appears to have hung on by the narrowest of margin. And running on quite strongly was number 8, Princess Catalea. Also running on strongly was number 5, Lady Sarsuta. In the body going, it was La Vida with Victor Sanchez for Spencer Strong that held on narrowly in the end. So make it 9. Close to between 8 and 5 per second. And we're going to leave these minor placements to the judges, but no doubt about the winner. That's La Vida, making most, if not all, the running here in race number 6. Final prices, the winner, La Vida, went off at odds of 5-1. Number 8, Princess Catalea, went off the favorite at 9-5 with a close photo with number 5, Lady Salsuka, at odds of 11-1. So close thing between the 5 and 8 for the runner-up spot. But no doubt about the winner. La Vida at 5-1. Coming up next will be race number 7. Start of the strike 4. We have a field of 9 and they go 6 foot on the 1200 meters. Might appear number 2, Lady Abimana. Dr. Poet agrees. Until it's time for race 7, it's back to studios of Omega Sports.
Live racing from Caymanas Park was sponsored by Atom, the superstore for your home and more. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Victoria Mutual Money Transfer Services, real money transfer for real people. And Spec from Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard.
Okay, welcome back to Omega Sports Radio. We just concluded our NBA preview show. Lots to discuss. We couldn't get everything in. Obviously, we'll be having more discussions around the NBA. Big respect, enough kudos to Pioneer and Star. Want to just make a special shout out to I Am Sure Sports. You can log into I Am Sure Sports on YouTube. They will be having a special discussion about the NBA on Monday. So you can join. I am sure sports plan to go over there, give them some strength as well. Want to big up all the people who are podcasting, Dan Matthews, Garvey, people with their different YouTube channels. Check them out. Check them out. Give them some support. I mean, we have to give credit where credit is due. A lot of good sporting content is being produced by our own people. We need to support it in the same way that we give support to a lot of those people who are operating in the United States of America. So, just for your information, the New York Knicks will play the Boston Celtics on opening night in the NBA. That's on Tuesday night. So it's the defending champions, Boston Celtics, against the New York Knicks. We did discuss Boston and New York. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Lakers will face off in their game. Minnesota Timberwolves did a number of the Lakers in the playoffs last time around. So was it the Lakers? Yeah, if my memory serves me well. So Minnesota Timberwolves against Los Angeles Lakers, and that's going to be a doozy. I think LeBron James is going to have a lot to come out and do at 40 plus years old. All right, so we're looking forward to that on Tuesday night. The JPL, Jamaica Premier League, I did mention to you that the JPL has been going well. Last round of games, the Cavalier game was not played against Racing, but Chappleton Maroons. I mean, I like the Chappleton Maroons team, by the way. They won 2-0 over Humberland. Waterhouse beat Jamaica by 2-1. Montego Bay United, they are sitting top of the league. They won their last game by 4-0. And Arnett Gardens played out a 1-1 draw with Mount Pleasant. Now, tomorrow, Humberland should be playing Montego Bay United. Portmore United should be going up against the Chappleton Maroons. The Vert will be playing Dunbeholden. Malines United will be playing Arnett Gardens. And Cavaliers will go up against Mount Pleasant. The Monday night fixture will be Tivoli Gardens versus Racing United. We know that we're going into a holiday weekend. So if you want to do something, if you just want to go watch some sports, go check out one of these games. Support the local football league. And I did mention at the top of the show, in terms of the EPL, that we're going to be getting some good games tomorrow. Manchester City, they go up against Wolves. I mean, most people expect Manchester City to do the business there. And then, of course, the Chelsea-Liverpool game. That should be a good one. Liverpool should be favored to win this one. Chelsea is still a pretty young team. They're doing well under the new coach. They're finding themselves. But Liverpool, with a new coach as well, has really looked like a well-oiled machine to start the season. And Nottingham Forest, they will be going up against Crystal Palace. Now, something came across my attention just now. Quite an interesting development, because Thomas Tuchel, you remember that guy? Yeah, Thomas Tuchel. He was in charge of Chelsea. He left Chelsea, had a stint at Bayern. Well, Thomas Tuchel has been given the reins of the English national team. Yeah, he's now become the third foreign coach to manage the England team. England, historically, they have stuck with English coaches. They went in a different direction with Sven Goran Eriksson, God rest his soul, and Fabio Capello, and now they are taking a chance with Thomas Tuchel, right? And according to Tuchel, he's here to add trophies. Trophies. I don't know what the English FA are about. Thomas Tuchel is perhaps the greatest representation of dullness in terms of his coaching and his approach to football. Thomas Tuchel does not distinguish himself. Did I say he coached at Bayern? No. I mean, he was with PSG, and he also coached at Borussia Dortmund as well. Yes, he's leaving Bayern this year. So that's his coaching history. Chelsea, Bayern, PSG, Dortmund. And this is what English that they could have done, dullness. There's nothing impressive about Thomas Tuchel. When he was at Chelsea, we did win the Champions League, and we're grateful for that. But it wasn't as if we were winning the Champions League playing like expansive football and looking good. And one of the things about England and the struggles that England had under their former manager was that he coached with the handbrake up. He didn't allow the players to be expressive. He was too cautious. And Thomas Tuchel is the direction that they're going in. I wish them all the best. I really wish them all the best. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. I started the show talking about redemption and the fact that John Campbell is now going to be captain in Jamaica team for the 50 over tournament. A couple of years ago, this young man was thinking about his entire career being lost because of a failure to allow himself to be tested. Now he has a chance of redemption, and we're wishing him all the best. We spoke about Sean Layton signing with Chelsea FC. One more example of the great work that Craig Butler does, like him or hate him. He's a controversial figure. There are a lot of things about Craig Butler that probably people should not be happy about, but nobody can question his record of being able to prepare young players and to help them to transition to the next level. We have the example of Liam Bailey, we have the example of Dejon Richards, and we now have the example of Sean Layton, a 16-year-old who last year was playing Manning Cup football, has now signed with Chelsea FC, coming onto the Phoenix Academy. We need more of this. We want to thank those who made the show special today. Alex Thomas, former national player, under-17 captain at the World Youth Under-17 World Cup, played also in the Under-20 World Cup, represented the senior team as well at the Lunar Cup, and is now plying his trade as a coach at Slingers FC in Guyana, currently on vacation here in Jamaica, and he's looking for talent. Enough respect and big up to you, Alex, for the great work that you're doing, carrying the Jamaican flag. I want to also thank Pioneer Energy Star. I said it before, I'll say it again. These guys are some good guys to talk sports with. All the people who are part of the elite group of persons who speak sports and the talk radios in Jamaica. That group, you go into the group. If you're not so sharp on your sports debating skills and your discussion skills, you can only get better. You can only get better. I'm going to take my leave for today. Thank you so much for joining Omega Sports Radio. It's always a pleasure having you listen to us. We know you could be elsewhere. Give Yashima some love because he'll be leading the show next week, and I'll be back in a couple weeks' time. God bless you.
Hey there, motorists. Have you ever wondered what the numbers in your vehicle manual or on the cover of your fuel tank mean? You know, you may see 91 plus RON or 91R or 95 plus RON or 95R. Well, let's break it down for you. These numbers represent the octane rating of the fuel, which measures the engine's resistance to knocking or pinging during combustion. If your vehicle manual or fuel tank cover says 91 plus RON or 91R, that's equivalent to E1087 at the pumps. If it says 95 plus RON or 95R, that means you're to use E1090. So, now that you know the difference, take a minute to check your vehicle manual. Remember, 91 plus RON or 91R means you need 87, and 95 plus RON or 95R means you need 90. Fueling smart saves you money. Fuel right and rev up the savings.
Yeah, man, make some noise because Burger King Double D Big 2 is back. It's 16.50 and get 2 whole Burger King combo. These are win-win. Get 2 combos. Whopper Junior Cheese and Bacon, American Chicken Sandwich, or Big Fish Sandwich combo. Only 16.50. Spend 1 minute, win 2 times. Vote for me on Macquarie or just for me. Cause me hungry right now. For myself and I'm not hungry later. You see it. 1 money, 2 food. 1 money, 2 food. Win-win. Burger King Double D Big 2. and I am God, and I will be exalted. I will be exalted. I will give my power. I will get glory. There will be glory after this. There will be victory after this. Come on, is there anybody who believes it? God's going to turn it around. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? He will bring you up. There will be glory. He loves us. It was a fire extinguisher. Nobody greater, nobody stronger, nobody wiser, strong in power, strong in power, strong in wisdom, strong in heal, mighty to save, mighty to know, mighty to set free, the things he done. Yeah, 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 yeah. I tried, I know, he did it, he did it, he worked it. He worked it. He worked it. He worked it. Come on, the baby. Yeah. Nobody greater.
Hi, I'm your fellow Vice President for the Holy Spirit Augustine Ministry Youth Ministry. Get ready to be inspired by our youth leaders as next. Join us on Omega Klas Radio this and every Monday at 6 p.m. for Reformation Youth. Don't miss out on this powerful conversation. Stay tuned.
As if the rally wasn't enticing enough, Omega Church has now added a fish fry to the rally on Friday, December 13th. The rally is free and the fish fry tickets is only $25. And you know Bishop Manning ate naked fish, so the fish will be dressed. Don't delay and get your ticket now online at theomegachurch.com and omegaradio.co or at the Omega Church box office 110305 Road, Coral Springs, Florida.
Lord, I pray, I honor your name.
Freedom Ministry presents Drama Fest 2024, Idler's Corner, November 1st at 7 p.m. Poisonous Proposition, November 2nd at 7 p.m. And Family Thicker Than Blood, November 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Green Gables Theater, 6 Cargill Avenue, Kingston 10, St. Andrew. Admission $2,000 per show. Call 876-434-8109 or 876-353-7796 for more information. Join us for a weekend of unforgettable drama and excitement.
Freedom Ministry is a proud sponsor of Omega Radio.
Blazing the steel. Bring the heat.
This is the Omega Broadcasting Network. Cruising to South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and the Treasure Coast. This is the Omega Broadcasting Network.
Mix it non-stop. Non-stop. Tearing up the joint. Live in the mix.
Yo. You don't know what it's all about. Hey. You fit, dash with that, hey. You better get it out of your life when you don't go. Yeah. Singing at the crowd. Dash with that, giving me a sound. Dash with that, dash with that. Malice and envy. Dash with that, you can't touch me. Dash with that. Dash with that. Hey, hear the word of God. No one come against you shall stand, and for your life he has a plan. You're gonna make it somewhere somehow. You're not standing and thinking, touch with that, giving me a sound. Touch with God. Yeah. Touch with that, you never can touch me. Touch with that, can't have the words of the flesh and put on the front of the spirit. We got to be the light of the world, whether you a boy or whether you a girl. Tell all your friends them the light of the world, whether you a boy or girl. I tell them that's where the fornication, get it up in land and out in nation. All of them send and take.
Live coverage of the Eastern Costa Cup football is sponsored by Access to Information, Right to Know, Power to Change, Western Sports, The Sports People, Tax Admin Jamaica, working together to serve you better. Kendall, just give me Kendall. Settlement, get back to the better you. And Manchester Core Credit Union, where service exceeds expectation.